Hello everyone, this is Nolan Tech and Planes, and a change of setting. As you'll see, I'm no longer in my house, I'm actually at a boarding school. So, yeah, that's the thing, so I live here now. This is going to be a pretty big project. This is going to be a 9.5 foot long XB-70 Valkyrie. It's going to use 4 EDFs, it's going to have retracts, and it's going to be pretty awesome in general. So I think we'll start off with the design here. This is a CAD model I got off the internet, and what I do is I slice it into a bunch of formers like this, and then I stick a spar through it. So that's basically how I make the fuselage, and then I've started on the wings and the stabilizers and stuff, and you can see them here. Now let's talk about a bit about the design of the actual Valkyrie itself. It has movable front canards. The entire surface is movable up to 6 degrees up and down, or 6 degrees just up, and then it has a trailing edge flap on that canard that deflects down 20 degrees. The elevons in the back can move up or down 30 degrees, and it actually has this slab rudder here, and the majority of the surface is movable, so this little bit right here is the movable surface, and it can deflect up to 3 degrees in flight, but 12 degrees on the ground. So you don't see it much, and most Valkyries that I've seen, most scale ones at least, don't normally use rudders because on bank and yank setups such as this, it's not really necessary, and it just sort of looks weird because you don't normally see them deflected in flight that much. But I am going to put just a little bit of rudder in there, so it'll have probably close to 5 or 6 degrees deflection. So now let's take a look at the electronics I'm going to be using, because those are what's going to power this whole thing. So we have an EDF here. This one is from Freewing. It has 12 blades, so it's sure to sound awesome. It runs on 4S, and it produces around 1,500 grams of thrust at full throttle, although I actually doubt that because manufacturers tend to inflate the specs and whatnot. But yes, I will be using some Emax ADM ESCs with this, and I'm expecting it to put out around a kilogram of thrust with all the ducting and stuff, and it being installed in the Valkyrie. And I'll have 4 of these. Okay. I also have a counter-rotating blade sort of thing here, so we could have 2 rotating one way, 2 rotating the other way, and the torque cancels out, and you don't get anything that makes your plane want to roll to the one side. Because I had a problem with that on my smaller scale test model. It used prop drive setup, and it was really, really torquey to the one side, to the point where I could only turn it in one direction. I could still roll the other way, but it just naturally like to curve one way. Okay. Now, because the Emax ESCs have weak BECs, I mean, they're like 20 bucks, they're 80 amps, so they had to compromise on something, and that was the BEC. I'll be using this Cast Creations 10 amp BEC. They make really good RC car stuff, so I have faith in this BEC. Okay, let's talk about the servos now. There are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 servos in the setup, and they're all going to be these Emax 17-gram servos. Flight Test actually used this on their glider piggyback tow release mechanism thing, I guess. So yes, I will be using these all around in the aircraft. And the surfaces I'll have to actuate is 1 for each elevon, 1 for each rudder, 1 for the nose wheel, and then 1 for the canard potentially. So 5 to 6 of these. Now the retracts I have, I'm going to go for the scale setup of the B-70, which is 2 wheels in the front and then 2 bogies in the back with 2 wheels on each bogie, which gives me a total of 10 wheels to total. These are the main retract units I'm looking at. They say they support up to 5 kilograms, and they have decent reviews, and they're really cheap. They're 16 bucks. So we're going to see how that plays out. The nose wheel is, the nose retract is also very, very cheap. It's only 10 bucks. The legs I'm also getting from Hobby King. These are going to be just standard oleo legs. And I'm going to have to make my own bogies to adapt the leg shaft at the end here to 4 tires. And I'll have to weight that on one side so that it like dips down and gives me the proper angle of attack on the bogies, like when the B-70's landing. Like if you see airliners and stuff landing, the wheels are like tilted up and stuff before they hit the ground. So. Hello. So yes, these are slightly larger than scale, mainly because I want to be able to roll over bumps and stuff, not have my landing gear rip out from underneath me when it catches on a rock or something. So yeah, these are for that. They have a 4mm axle, and they're really cheap. They're like 80 cents a piece. So you know, how can you go wrong with something that cheap? They have 5-star reviews. 5 stars. Only thing is they're out of stock. Gotta wait for that. Limitations. Here's my transmitter. This is a Groppner MZ10, and if you will see, I have gear up and down, and dual rates 100% and 70%, and then just normal controls. So that's it. So this might be a bit of a challenge. I would add like entirely scale features. If I had more channels, okay, I would have the drooping wingtips, I would have the drooping nose, and the canopy moving up and down for supersonic stuff. I would also have, obviously, the flaps. I would have multi-position flaps. I might even have, like, a variable intake duct or something. And if I was really crazy, I would have parachutes and, like, the little parachute fairing back there. But, you know, I don't have a radio like that, so we're just gonna stay with just the Retracts for now. And if I do get a better radio down the line, we will add loads of stuff to this. It's gonna be epic. Hello. Alrighty, so there's a couple things that separate EDF jets from this EDF model specifically. With my test model, first of all, it's going to have slightly higher wing loading, so it's going to be a bit hotter to land. Second of all, there's not going to be like any prop wash over the control surfaces. Although the original one, I doubt it did, because it's a pusher prop. But yeah, so it might be a bit harder to control past stall speed. The EDF spool up times are also something to consider, so I don't have that immediate punch out and throttle response if I need to go around. And hello? You'll have to excuse the frequent interruptions. There are people who come in and out of the room. I'll just edit those bits out. The benefits of living in an open community with a bunch of people. Anyways, yes, so it'll have very low wing loading. I'm expecting it to perform roughly on par with my smaller test model. Won't have any torque prop works. Oh yes, so actually I think it's pointed slightly to that side. Hold up. I just had to reset it because people kept coming in and out of the room. There we go, I think that should be good now. So yes, it's going to be a very, very big jet that looks really, really nice, and it has some low wing loading and a lot of power. So it should fly really well, and it should look awesome, and that's basically my plan. Coincidentally, there's been someone on the flight test forums with the name, the call sign. Do we call it call signs? We should instead of saying username on flight test forums, we should call it call signs. That would sound awesome, because you know it's aviation. Okay. Mid-7 Nights. He has also started a massive XB-70 build log with literally the exact same plans as mine, except he's using 6 EDFs, and he has retracts and stuff, and folding tips. So the difference between the two of us is mine is going to have sort of a like a nice round fuselage that looks nice and scale. This is going to be box. I don't have anything like against box fuselages. My first prototype was really nice, but I've sort of started to venture into like balsa style construction. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it goes good. Yeah, I'm planning to cover the entire fuselage with foam instead of paperboard this time, just for more strength. So yes, he named his he named his build thread like you know, sunglasses face XB-70 Valkyrie FT style, and then my build thread is the other XB-70 build, because you know that's how it is. And the main reason why I'm doing this video is because A, I haven't posted on my channel in a while and I want some more views, and B, because someone asked that I would do a build log, and yes, so next build log will be finished. The plan I've got the plans finished. I think I might actually order the main retracts and some tires this week. So the next build log is going to be me. I might get the retracts actually this weekend. I might just order them so I can make the bogies, get that design done, and then during that build log I'll also have all the plans done, and I might start doing that with my CNC laser cutter, which I'm currently working on and haven't done. See, there's so many projects, so little time, because like I have to stay here most of the time. I can only go home on the weekends, so I got like 2 days to do stuff, and like one of those days is gonna have to be me staying up until 2 in the morning to do homework. So it's like, it's stressful. Anyway, this has been a long, rambling vlog / design overview of sorts. I hope you like it. If there's any suggestions on how I can improve this format besides like not rambling on as much, I need to have a set structure. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.